I'ma get in there like I'm supposed to. Gotta do it like I'm supposed to. Real nigga. I swim in your ocean, girl. I don't need my swim kit. I'm under the water, girl. I can see what's in.
You know what it is, Battle of the Sexes podcast. It's your boy Malik DFG Perry. I'm here with the lovely
Brittany German.
You know, it's a great day, man. You know how we always do. We vibe for a little bit, get a little bit of music. We ain't gonna vibe too long today. We got a special guest couple joining us today. Do you like to introduce them? Would like to tell them who they are? Would you like to? No, go ahead. You got that's your friend. You put the call. No, I was one of them. You know, my guy, Mr. Jason Donetti, man, and his lovely wife Sasha Donetti. They joined us today for Battle of the Sexes podcast. We know the Sasha always the one commenting, having a great time when we're inside of this Facebook Lives and things of that nature. Me and Jason are extremely close. They're an interracial couple. Jason's a Caucasian American. What is Sasha?
She's African and Jamaican.
African and Jamaican. That's right. So she's a little cuckoo, a little crazy.
Don't do Sasha. Look, don't do Sasha at all.
Yeah, man. But y'all know what it is, man. We here about to have a good time, man. So, you know, if you guys are zoomed in, to make sure you're zoomed in and you're ready to go. All right. Jason and Sasha, let me come in. Here we go.
Hi, Sasha.
He is connecting his audio right now.
We are on, sis. Okay, she just texted me. Text her.
Jason connecting his audio right now. We can't hear you though.
Can't hear you.
We gotta push join.
There we go. Can you hear us? What up? What up? What up? What up?
Hey.
We want to see Jason. We don't want.
See Jason?
He said we want to see Jason. We don't want to finish it. Finish your sentence.
That's not what I said.
What's my drink?
How y'all doing today?
We're good. Jason and his dad is building a deck outside.
Building the deck?
Yeah. So he's been working.
That's what I'm talking about. Man's man.
Yeah. Where's my drink?
We're sharing stuff. What's up?
What up,
I'll be
Jay?
back.
What up?
Hi, Jason.
How you doing?
That's what I wanted to see. Man, I ain't want to see nobody else. I was about to see you. Man,
Man, I need something to combat that Philly background.
Hey, I showed. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you what you can do. She don't like it, but I'm about to show you what you can do on this real fast before we get into our session.
Oh. Yeah, the virtual background.
Yeah, she don't really like it though.
Only because it brings us in and out.
You don't like it?
It brings us, like, if I move a certain way, like,
Yeah.
it's in and out.
Yeah, that's what they do. You gotta stay like in a certain frame.
Yeah, you gotta vibe with it.
No, you're out.
Yeah, I know. I took myself out of it. What up, though? You doing all right, man?
Yeah, man. One day at a time.
Quarantining.
I miss hooping.
I miss hooping too. I ain't even lie to you.
Hard to get exercise, man. Yeah, I'm trying.
That's fine. I don't mind being fluffy. So look, we're on the Battle of the Sexes podcast right now. We want to say thank you guys for being a part of it, man. You know, we did this, start doing
Hi, Brittany.
quarantine vibe.
Hi,
Sasha. But this is something something fun to do, especially during the quarantine. It's not just solely on relationships. It's also it's really like Battle of the Sexes. So, we go back and forth amongst each other, our opinions on certain things, to spice it up. So I just want to start off and say, how did you two meet?
Oh my God.
You
want to go first?
How many years ago was it? That's the thing. How many years ago was it?
The end of 2005, I believe.
It's almost 14 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do the
14
math.
years ago.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we do the math with Levi.
Yeah. Shut up.
Well, we met at the Cashbaugh Jamaican Club in Broad Ripple.
Okay.
Have you ever been there on Jamaican night?
No, I ain't been there on Jamaican night, man. They got a little thing in Philly called Kavanaugh Rivers Day. It's like West Indian night on Sundays, man. So I know how it.
Yeah,
I know how it get over
they have
there.
that at Sundays at 11
Sunday.
o'clock or
11 to 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
It starts.
that's how it is. That's how it is in the East Coast.
Yeah.
So who pursued who? We want to know how this dynamic came together. So we know where y'all met at, but I want to see the visual. How this come together?
You want me to explain the whole thing?
You got to give us our fans want to know. We need the vivid details.
Okay.
You want to turn the light on?
So-
yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out the lighting.
Because I'm a little darker. So if you,
Yeah, we need.
I'm a lot darker than Brittany, so she's.
We need a lot darker. We got a light, or else you wouldn't see neither one of us.
You'll see me.
Does that help?
Yeah, that
I
helps.
ain't darker than you.
Yes, you are darker.
Okay, there you go.
Is that
There we
better?
go. Yeah, that's
Okay.
better. That's better. Yeah, so we want to know. We want to know. How did this dynamic duo come to light right here? How did this two come to fruition?
Okay. So,
Well, there's two sides of it, right? Her side and my
Yeah, it's
side.
two sides. You right? So Sasha
my
gonna have
side
her side, and we need you to have your side. Look.
so my like the way I met Jason, it have a lot to do with like spirituality for me. It's like God had a lot to do with it. So I'm gonna cut it a little short. I'm gonna get to the juicy part, okay? So I was dating this guy. I'm not gonna say his name on here because I don't want you guys to get sued.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we
it's
don't
cool.
want to.
We don't do names.
Right,
We exclude
right,
names.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so I would say, I was dating this guy for like years, but he was cheating. As a matter of fact, he was a black guy, okay, Jamaican, okay. So he was like cheating and just like wouldn't treat me like, I didn't be treated as a princess, especially coming from Africa. All this travel over here. I'm not gonna be treated like shit from anybody, So we broke up. I broke up with him, okay, and I was like really upset that I gave him all my time and all these years that I've been dating him, and still like nothing to show for it, So I was upset with myself. I was upset with God. And I was upset with just black men in general, like completely. I was like done with black men.
I found offense to that.
So, yeah. Sorry. But yeah, so I was really upset with God mostly, and I was just like angry. Like my soul was really angry. And that night, I told God that night, it was actually on a Saturday night. I told God and I was like, you know what, God, if you're sitting here and just sorry, COVID, just let this guy treat me like crap, then I don't want to see you either. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to smell you. I don't even want to hear anything about God, period. I was going off on God, basically. And I'm sitting there like crying, tears, because I'm in love with this guy, okay? And the next thing I know, like, I fell asleep, and I'm like, okay, so I went to sleep, and I had a dream about Jason. Okay.
So you had a dream about Jason.
Yes. Sorry, I need a drink. So
hey, you see, we drink on here. I'm surprised she ain't got a drink on hand today.
yeah.
I didn't know. I got some wine here.
So the first dream I had was anyway, the first dream I had was Jason. I saw him standing there like in a tuxedo, like in a black tuxedo. First I saw his arm, and and then I'm just standing there looking like, who is this guy? So I woke up to go to the bathroom, and then I had a dream again, the same guy, but this time he was standing in the garden with a wife beater on, like a white wife beater.
I seen him in a white beater. I seen him at 5 a.m. in a white beater. It's a good look.
Yeah. So the whole thing was like it was scary, and it was like very spiritual because God was telling me who He was and how I can like basically put my trust in God, because I was so vulnerable at that time. It was awful. Like I was almost suicidal, basically, you know. And so I had a dream, and I'm like, God, I don't care what you do. If you give me $10 million, I don't care if you give me the hottest man on earth. I'm gonna party. I'm gonna drink. I was talking to God basically like He was here, you know, like physically here, you know. So the next day, my friend.
This the long version?
No, it's a short one. So,
I thought she said the short version, Jay. Look,
yeah, like so. Anyway, listen, guys.
Fast forward.
The next day, okay, fast forward. The next day was Sunday, and I got my friend called me like, "Hey, you want to go out?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. We can go to the Cash Bar." And here I am. I'm still throwing a temper changer. I'm like, "Here I am, God. I'm going out. I don't care what you say." Like literally. And then we got to the club. It was about probably 10 of us that day. We got to the club, and it was crazy because that night, like all the hot guys were trying to like get at me, and I'm like, what the hell? I didn't care, and it was all black, so I didn't care, you know. So
hey, you gonna stop throwing out the black insults right now?
I'm just being honest.
I know, right?
But you know, next thing, like probably an hour into the clubbing with my friends, I saw Jason. Cash Bar is like downstairs, and you have to come up down the stair to go. And then I'm sitting there drinking with my friend, and here comes Jason and his friend. I'm like, shut up. And my friend was like, what? I said, I told my friend about the dream. She was like, I was like, that's the guy with dream. She was like, he's white? I'm like, yeah, he's white. I was shocked too, you know. I feel like, you know, and Jason, like probably 40
Jason's
minutes.
black to me.
Yeah, he got a black soul. But my friend was like, that guy been staring at you all night. Why don't you just go up to him and dance? I said, nope. If you want me, he can come and talk to me. Okay, if you want me that way.
So you was running. You was being the catch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Right.
So, but Jason he was sitting there just staring at me, and then my friend was like, you know, white guys, they're afraid of black girls. They think we got attitude. Just go up there and ask him to dance. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So I went up to Jason. I'm like, do you know how to dance? He was like, yeah. He said, yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay.
First of all, don't make Jason sound like the typical white guy, because that's not how he sounds. Like. Jason don't sit there and be like, yeah, sure. I know Jason. You better put a little bit more swag on Jason when you imitate Jason. Okay?
Yeah,
well,
thank you, Malik. Thank you.
He did have a little swag. His hat, I liked his hat, okay? And that's why I thought he was kind of hot too. And when it was in the dark, but then I look in his eyes, I was like, oh my God, he got green eyes. And I like green. So I'm like, hey, there you go. It's like, thank you, Lord. But then, you know, it was.
It's going to keep going.
No, it's not. Be quiet. So, you know, I asked, did you ask him my number? Or I asked you for your number. I forgot.
No, I remember.
No, this is your story, so I said Jason gonna tell us the real story.
Okay, all right.
So
I'll tell my side.
So yeah. So I don't know if I asked him. I don't think I asked him for his number because, you know, I was hot. I didn't care about any guy. Okay, I'm still hot, but it's okay. So yeah, after the club, you know, we danced, and you know, after the club we went back, whatever, and then he asked me for my number, I believe.
I believe.
And then he had a New York number.
Allegedly.
He had a New York number, and I'm like, what? This guy, I said, God, this guy is not for me. I'm thinking, and my friend was like, don't call him. He'll call you. And then 4 days later, he still haven't called me. So I was about to throw his number in the trash, okay? Because I wasn't about to call him. And he called me.
So this was back in the day when y'all had papers? They wrote numbers on papers?
Right.
Probably. Hey, you're right.
Allegedly. Look, I don't know.
Allegedly. Anybody got a pen?
So, yeah. He was living in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
And I was living in Westfield, Indiana. So, yeah, we met.
She didn't believe me. She didn't believe me when I gave her my number.
No, I didn't.
Because I had a 716 area code.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we met. You know.
So that's your story. So Jason, can you tell us the real story?
Yeah. I mean, when you kind of think about it, though, it is fate, you know, because like I wasn't supposed to be there that night. I came home because I lived in Buffalo, New York for 6 years. I came home for Mother's Day to surprise my mom, and I was heading back to Buffalo the next day, and I went to Indy to meet up with some friends, and they wanted to go to some concert. And so I was like, yeah, whatever, we'll go. Well, we went there, and one of my buddies' wives got mad and left, and he was mad. And I was like, man, we need to leave this place. So I said, I heard there's a reggae club because I really like reggae. And they're like, yeah, whatever, let's go, you know. But they were all grouchy. And we went to this reggae club, and I was having a good time because it was good reggae. It was like Red Stripe Specials, and like, so I snuck out on the dance floor. They were all in the corner. and yeah, I spotted Sasha, and I noticed she was single. And, you know, next thing I know, we were dancing, hitting it off, having a good time. And then when the club closed, we exchanged numbers, but she didn't believe me because it was a New York number. And she started yelling at me like she always does, start cussing me out. And, you know, and then I went back to Buffalo the next day, and she's right. Like, I was like, man, should I call her? Should I wait? You know, da-da-da. And then 4 days later, I called, and then, you know, we had a long-distance relationship for a while. And she moved to Buffalo for a bit. And then Levi, our son, was born in Buffalo, and then we moved back to Muncie. So that's the quick podcast version on my.
That's the quick version. That's not the.
That was a quick version.
Sasha gave it his director cut.
But
She gave it his.
Yeah. She had the behind the scenes.
Yeah. But all that was important, you know.
Yeah.
It was very important,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You know, you kept going and going and going and going and going and going. I just wonder when you said the short version. I wonder what the long version might be a 2-hour Zoom. That might be long.
Yep.
3 hours.
3 hours.
Mhm.
You got your questions? Any questions? Come on. Oh, I can keep it going. I don't want to just take over and ask my question.
Well, you just.
Okay. So no, you move.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Have either one of you two been in a interracial relationship? Well, I know Sasha, you have not. Jason, have you dated other than your specific race before?
Yeah.
Sasha? Okay.
Yep.
So you're
I've
familiar.
dated.
Jason is black. He's just in that body right now. He's not your typical white guy. Okay.
But I never. But I never. I mean, Sasha, you know, being from Africa, born in Africa. You know, and our cultures are so different.
Mm-hmm. Well, oh my God. I don't want that.
Jason, you got to choke up. 14 years later, you got to choke up. Look.
No. But yeah, I dated a white guy before, like my high school and stuff like that.
Oh, that don't count. I told you that don't count. That's not a relationship.
That don't count.
That don't count.
Okay. All right.
What counts? College and after, or after college?
I told you there's no such thing to me as no such thing as a boyfriend girlfriend.
He doesn't believe in relationships.
No, I said you're dating, and we had on our live. We had Miss Angela. What's her name? Angela. She said Angelina. What she said was, you are teaching one another until you decide to move on and get married. She said you're teaching one another.
Teaching.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because like you're teaching, you're learning. Like I'm teaching you me, you teaching me you. We, you know, trying to figure out what we can deal with each other, and then it's like, okay, is it this time where we want to get married? That's what.
But there's no relationship there.
There's no relationship. What she said, she said in the Bible, just like in the Bible, you're either single or you married.
I believe.
That makes sense, I guess.
I can see.
Sasha, you disagree with me? What?
Oh, I agree. That makes sense.
It makes
But
sense.
Sasha, you don't never agree with me. I feel like I'm winning today. Look.
He got 1 point.
I got one.
No, you got a half point.
Half a point. I'm with you, Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
So can you explain the difficulty of the long distance relationship? You know, being in, you know, he was in you were in Westfield and he was in Buffalo. How hard was that as far as like the long distance relationship? You know, and even in the sense of, you know, wondering if this is going to work or if it's going to last. Like, can you tell us about that process?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard for sure. I think we were both like kind of in a relationship or whatever what you were saying before. Learning.
Right, learning.
Like,
Learning each other.
when we met, we each were still kind of seeing somebody else. And I think the more we talked long distance and kind of got to know each other, at some point on the phone, we made a decision to like split everything off with the other people we were seeing.
Right.
Because we knew it was serious. And then she came to visit in Buffalo a few times. I came back home a few times. And, you know, that's when we really knew that, you know, we really cared about each other. And then eventually it just made sense to not be long distance anymore. And she had a transition at her job, but I still had a pretty solid job in Buffalo where I was working. And so she made the decision to, because most of her family's in Kansas City. So she only had a little bit of family in Indy.
Yeah.
Most of her family's in Kansas City, Missouri, and then, you know, some families still in Africa. So, you know, we made the decision that she would move out there. But then Buffalo got really challenging because the day Levi, our son, came home from the hospital, our van got shot up outside our apartment, and there was a lot of violence. I was working with kids at a community center, and it was a scary time in our neighborhood. And then I also lost my brother to a drug overdose back in Muncie. So I was like, you know, I think it might be time to leave Buffalo and come back to Muncie. And that's when we decided to move back to Muncie. But she wasn't really feeling it because, you know, Muncie's small compared to where she's been. And,
Yeah.
you know, and like there's no African grocery stores in Muncie.
Nothing.
You know, there's not a lot of things here. So it's hard. So we go to Indy a lot. But that, you know, that's kind of how we navigated all those challenges.
Yeah. It's I don't know, long distance relationship is not for me because I'm very needy, very spoiled. So
She likes to talk on the phone.
I don't like to talk on the phone, but I have to because I felt like being on the phone he was
I
close
think
to
Your
me.
connection.
I think that's a women.
That-
I think
that's
that's a
your
woman's thing,
connection.
though. I think that, and that's not. I'm not being being a butthole, but I really truly think that's a woman's thing. Because me, I don't want to talk on the phone because if I'm doing something, I might be watching TV or doing whatever I'm doing. That's distracting me from what I'm doing, and I want to give you my undivided attention. So I either want to talk to you in person, or I'll text you. We'll text back and forth. But it's hard for me to sit there, hold the phone with you for 4 hours. And probably about 70% of that time, we just breathing. like,
For real.
Well, you know what?
Hours.
If you like a
just
person,
breathing, just breathing.
if you like a person and you're interested in that person, breathing, if breathing is what it takes, then so be it.
Yeah, I mean, I fell asleep, Malik. I fell asleep a few times.
He did, but he woke up. Listen, he woke up when I started breathing hard, like we was having sex.
Whoa, hey, girl.
That's why he woke up. Like, whoa, okay, I'm still here.
So what was so you guys, you know, what was the transition once you guys decided to say, you know what, we're going to be together? How was the process of explaining to your family, like, I'm dealing with somebody from a different race? Like, I know Jason said you dated before and things of that nature, but how accepting were your families in regards to this is who I want to spend my life with, this is who I want to be with, and vice versa?
You want to go?
I'll go. Like, his family was like really like welcoming, like understanding. I was shocked to like meet his mom. That's my heart. Like, she's one of my favorite. You know, she was very welcoming, like her home. Like, even I had a kid outside, you know, before I met Jason, and they just took the kids like it's their own. You know, I had never met none of his family that look at me sideways. You know, there's one that I don't get along with because he's a butthole, but it's not like he's racist. He's just a butthole, basically. you know, and I don't like buttholes too much. I mean,
Considering Malik.
yeah.
You know,
So, but you know, my culture, like African, we're used to like mixed culture.
yeah.
So it wasn't like a big deal with my family because most of my sisters are married to white guys. So
Okay.
it's normal to us, you know.
She's got a big family too.
Yeah.
And her family welcomed me with open arms. They're amazing. I get along with all of them. I love it when we go visit them. I mean, because it's really, they're an amazing family. So, you know, I think for the most part, that's been, you know, pretty chill, you know, meeting all the family and all that. It's more of the difficulties and issues are with people out on the outside. Like
that was gonna be my next question. As far as like, how was it dealing with the community? And I know you're a very prominent man in the community, and you know you do a lot. And you know Sasha's loud all the time, like me. No, but yeah, as far as like the community and I mean being embraced or the negative stigma, especially in the town that we're in here in Muncie, you know you get looked upon a little bit differently. So how was that as far as like, you know, going out in the community, seeing the you know the sly faces or inappropriate comments? Like how did that happen, and how did you guys deal with that?
Man, it's crazy because you know it's 2020 and you know you go to the grocery store and people are still acting foolish. You know, like and I'm pretty chill, but Sasha will go to the next level times 5.
Right. Walk up to
And-
him and be like,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like it's over, and I'm like, babe, calm down. You know, stop cussing, and she cusses more. You know, that's how it works. But like, I mean, seriously, we can go to the grocery store today, and we've been together for however many years. Been to that grocery store for however many years, and we'll be standing in line. I always tell the story because it happens all the time. You'll be standing in line, and the cashier will turn to Sasha and say, "Ma'am, can I help you?" Like she's too close to me, and then we're not together. Just assuming we're not together. That happens like 5 times a year, easily. You know, and that could be at a restaurant. You know, when you walk in and the server looks you up and down. You know, or and then you walk, and then when they seat you, like all the tables look at you. You know, screw face you, and like what are they doing here? This, that, and the other, and so, I mean, I feel like. I need to step up more and say more, because, Sasha gets mad and, she tries to say something, but like, and then I'm like, calm down, chill. But really it's a problem and I need to confront it more. Cause I think in order to really break those cycles, people of privilege like myself need to speak up more. We need to step out and speak up more. And, in Muncie, what's that?
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying Muncie still's got lots of issues, like it's very segregated. It's very divided still. There's a lot of systemic racism. There's a lot of issues, that people try to brush under the rug and pretend aren't happening, but we see it all the time. And, people aren't listening either. A lot of people say, oh no, things are better, this, that, and the other. But really there's a lot of instances they're not, because it's happening every day.
Yeah. Have either one of you been called a racial slur in front of the other one? Like, has someone called you, Sasha, a racial slur while you two were together?
Oh no, that I probably won't be sitting here right now.
No, but like we might have got wind of something,
Yeah.
but not like in front of us.
Yeah.
Now I know in Buffalo, we used to talk about this, like
He had a problem in Buffalo because it was
like black men wanted to whoop my ass. Like if we walked down the street, they would come for Sasha and be like, what the fuck, what are you gonna do? Like totally disrespect me. And I'd be like, like it was hard, there'd be like 5 dudes and I'm like, hey, that's my girl. And they're like, it wasn't a safe situation for me.
It was like, no, that's my girl today.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
it'd be like Mexican, like Puerto Ricans and Mexican and black guys. They just hate when they see that. They be like, what the hell? Like, why?
Yeah.
I mean,
we had to like change the route we walked.
Yeah.
you know, because we
really
ran
different.
into trouble every day, you know. And Buffalo's very different, you know, like that's
Yeah.
one of the most diverse cities. It's like Philly, New York
Yep.
City, you know. It is extremely diverse, you know, and
Yeah.
I loved it. It's a great city, but
So
But no-
you guys got together and you said 2005, correct?
yeah.
So 2005, you guys get together, you know, happy together. When did you guys get married?
Last year.
2018, October 2018.
Yeah. Say last
October
year.
So tell me,
Sorry.
so tell me that process, because I'm, you know, on the podcast, I'm big on saying you know when you know, and you know,
Mhm.
we had was a great conversation on live was, you know, you have a man that give you everything, that's giving you everything you know you want and you need, but he's not giving you this ring when you want this ring. So it was like, do I leave or do I stay? So during the course of that time frame, Sasha, did you want to get married during that course of that time frame?
Well, yeah, I did. I did want to get married, but we got engaged like probably 3 years before, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, we were engaged for a while, but we dated for 5 or 6 before we got engaged.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to get married, but I wanted my wedding to be culturally like African. African weddings are big. So, and we wasn't financial like ready. So, you know, that's what I was waiting on. And there's some other issue I wanted to like, you know, see counseling because everything I went through myself. So yeah, you know.
Yeah, like we just talked about getting the family right first.
Right.
You know, like everything we did was we were practically married, you know, raising 4 children, you know, living under the same roof.
Legacy wasn't born yet.
Yeah, well, Legacy's 4.
Yeah.
But, you know, we wanted to make sure we got financial footing, you know, family right, everything right. And I wanted, like, for me, I didn't need a huge wedding, but it's something she wanted, and we wanted to make it right. So it took a while.
Yeah.
So Jason, my question is, when did you know that you were ready? Because I'm like, you never know when you're fully ready, but then it's like you like, you know what, I want to be with this person forever. So when did you know? And you tell me your thought process when that happened, because you say, you know, y'all guys were together 5 years, engaged 3 years, engaged for about 3-4 years. So when did you know yourself, like, you know, I'm ready? I
think I knew early on that like Sasha was somebody I want to spend the rest of my life with, but you know, we're so different that we had to work through a lot. You know what I mean? Like just work through it, and you know, we still got to work through it. And you know, I feel like it was a lot of teamwork. You know, like I mean, we can't sit up here and lie to you to say that, you know, she didn't say I'm out of here and grab the keys and leave for, you know, a day and say like and throw her phone out the window, and I'm like, where are you at? You know, like she's not picking up. You know, we went through a lot to get to where we are today, and it's been ups and downs. But I mean, I knew early on that I was gonna, you know, if we put in work, that it was gonna be something beautiful, and you know, over time we would get married and, you know, raise this family right. I mean, everything we've done is non-traditional.
Yeah.
So, because I'm not caught up in the tradition, you know what I mean? Like, it's customizable, you know, for us.
What's wrong with him?
Can you say that again? You're not caught up in what?
In the traditional, you know.
Jay, can you say it one more time, Jay?
You don't have to.
We are a non-traditional family.
Did you know you wanted to marry me when I threw the knife at you and stuff, or?
Yeah. She was pregnant. She threw a knife at me.
Nice.
In Buffalo, she was cutting up a fish, and I said something, and man, she threw something at me, man.
It wasn't something. It was like those butchers.
Counseling.
Counseling.
See, counseling. So talk us through the counseling process. How big was counseling in your relationship? How crucial was that?
Well, I think there was 2 different counseling. I mean, I had personal counseling.
Yeah.
Like I really needed it, you know, because for me, my story is like, you know, crazy. You can call it exciting or whatever. So I needed that personal counseling, you know. And then we saw counseling when we was getting married, like 2018,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
For
from our church.
for like a couple, like a week or so. So
Yeah, I mean her story with coming from Africa through the Civil War and you know all the different things that happened to her, and then you know just whatever I've dealt with, then you know becoming as one. So we sat down with our pastor at our church and said we want to take the next step. We want to get married. We're practically married, and everybody in our church actually was like, "Oh, we thought you were married."
yeah,
They're like, "No, we ain't made it official yet." So we went through that, and there was a lot of growth and stuff that happened there that was good, and they helped us kind of talk through all that. So you know, I
Talk
think
through all Sasha craziness.
Yeah.
we worked
So-
it out.
When did you now? So this is my thing. I always believe it's a difference between I love you and being in love. Okay, I think it's two different
Loving
dynamics.
someone and being
Being
in love with
someone.
someone is what he's saying.
Yes, I think it's two different
Yeah.
things. I think I can love you but not be in love. When did
I
you know you loved her, and when did you know you loved him, and then when it transitioned to I'm
Deep
in
in
love.
love.
I'm
Like,
deep in love. So how did that go?
That's a good
Yeah,
question.
Jay. I'm good over here, Jay.
Who said,
I'm
That's
good, Jay.
That's a good question. You want to
Hold
go
on, let me
first?
get my journal. No,
You
well,
want to go
obviously
first?
the love probably came before she moved to Buffalo, I'm sure.
No, it didn't.
Ah!
There's a no, it didn't. I mean, I gotta be truthful. Like, I liked him a lot. You
Yeah.
know, it was a lot of like.
Was
And
it
I
lust or was it like? Was it lust?
like
It was
no,
like,
it wasn't
okay.
lust. No, lust is for people over 21 or something. Like
over
Yeah.
21.
like a little
You
bit
mean
21, I
under
don't know.
21?
Yeah, a little bit over 21. But yeah, I mean, grown men can have lust too. It's fine, but if it wasn't lust, if it was lust, I would like stay in Indianapolis. But I liked him a lot, and I wanted to see, you know, where this relationship was gonna go. You know, so and I knew, like, when I saw him in my dream, I knew God was doing something with it. So so that's why I choose to move to Buffalo, because I was trying to listen to God at that point, because he showed me something that I haven't seen before. So yes, I followed that footstep. Follow the yellow brick road. That's what I did.
So
I mean, she didn't. Go ahead.
when were you in love then, Sasha?
I think when I had Levi. When I had Levi, most especially.
So what year was that? What year of dating was that between y'all two?
That was like a year,
Yeah.
year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
When we moved to Muncie.
Yeah, that was a full commitment. I mean, moving back to Muncie was huge because she didn't really want to.
Yeah, because and then again, I was trying to protect my heart too. I had that. I had that.
She's still protecting her heart. Don't let her fool you. Like,
I do.
She's
I
on
do.
full guard with her heart, like still protecting it. Even though we're married, and you know, in our ceremony, the pastor said, "For richer or poor," she corrected him and said, "For richer or richer."
I did.
Oh,
She
Lord.
corrected the pastor.
Yeah, for rich or poor, no.
No, but she's still guarding her heart.
I've been poor, so I want to be rich in spirit and rich in love and rich in everything else that come with it. So,
But I knew when she moved to Buffalo that, you know, she was committed, and you know, I had strong feelings for her, and that we were in love. We hit it off, and she dealt with like because in Buffalo, I lived in, it was a converted abandoned house. You know, like I didn't live in nothing fancy.
No.
You know, I had a minivan that was rusty and in a house that, you know, was not nice.
Yeah.
So I knew she was committed, and, you know, we worked through a lot in Buffalo, and, you know, so, and then when she agreed to move to Muncie when I had, you know, some stuff I needed to take care of with family and all that going on, I knew that she was double down committed, and, you know, we just grew from there.
Yeah.
So here goes the fun questions, okay? Here goes the fun questions, okay? We really appreciate you guys too being a part of this too.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you.
What was your first impression of your partner, your wife? On both of them, what was your first impression?
Well, I had on Daisy Duke that night, maybe.
Okay.
And some fishnet.
Quarantine
Yep.
file. Quarantine file. Boom.
I had on some Daisy Dukes and some fishnet and a tank top that night. So
Oh yeah. My first impression was like, damn, like, and, you know, like I was having a good time at the bar at the club, and I saw her and she was single, but then I learned later that her man was in the same club.
no, he wasn't
The
there.
same night?
Oh, he wasn't?
No.
Okay, well,
He wasn't there.
Oh, but
Thank God.
but his friends were, because dudes were coming up to me afterwards when we were exchanging numbers, giving me side eye and saying stuff.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I saw her, yeah, I was like, wow, okay, she's single. Let me see if I can, you know, chat with her a little bit.
It was, for me, he was like really buff. Malik, are you listening?
I'm listening. Trust me, I'm listening. I'm listening. 'Cause, hey,
I'm just kidding.
this the Jason I ain't seen in almost a month and a half at 5:30 in the morning. Look, I'm trying to see this.
So yeah, he was
I think
he was cute. I mean, I thought he was cute, and I already saw him on Dream, so I knew God was doing something. And I love his arms. He was hot. Like, yeah.
Where the arms at now?
I know, right?
I gotta show
Hey,
you.
man, I'm gonna be 40 here soon.
Yeah. He still got it.
I listen. I see him every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday morning.
We're putting in work, trying to.
He still got it, Malik. Trust me.
So what do you, I'm gonna switch this question up. What do you like most about your partner, your spouse, as of right now in 2020?
You go.
You say you go. I mean, I really think that what's
Wait,
that?
time out.
You
Can you
can't
see that?
you can't see me.
I can't
gotta
see him.
see
Me too.
I can see you.
Oh, I see it now. I see Jay. I know.
Sasha?
Jason out here cut like an action figure.
I know. Look at that. I don't know, but look at that.
There you go.
Yeah, we can see it.
Out there looking like the old school Ken doll.
That
Sasha
was
looking
our
like the
that was our
Sasha like
first
the
trip
Black
back to
Barbie.
Muncie.
Okay.
That's when we first came back to Muncie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know that old saying, opposites attract or whatever. Like,
Mhm.
I think that the fact that we're so different, it keeps things interesting and fun and exciting and also challenging, no doubt. You know, like we have our challenges for sure, but, you know, I think I love that about us. We're so different. Like, I think you need to surround yourself around people that think differently than you, and we're very different in so many different ways. Culturally, we think different, spiritually, but we figured out how to, you know, unite and work with that. And you know, that's what I love about her. Is she's straight up honest. Like, I would not want anyone else to have my back. Like, she has my back 110%. And, you know, things are good. That's my answer.
Sasha?
Hmm?
Don't
Hey,
care?
I just want to say this, Sasha. The men are winning today. I'm just saying. We are winning today.
When it was?
How many points we got?
Are we
How many
Hey,
points?
hey, we had 10, Jay. We had 10.
No,
We
you
had
still
10,
half.
Jay.
Look, half. How do I half?
You got to
Okay.
answer questions.
What was the question?
Yeah, it's your goal. What do
See?
you love most about Jason? And as of all the years, all the way up and through 2020, what do you love most?
I love the fact that he's like compliment me. I'm like the fire, he's like the ice, basically. And he calm me down when I want to hurt somebody. Cause my temper today is like calm a little bit, but back then I was ready. Either way, I'm ready to go to prison. Like, I will hurt you, you know.
Right now.
Yeah. Like,
Mhm.
I always carry like scalpels and baseball bat in my purse all the time. Not, you
Ready-
know.
ready
But
to
he
slice
basically compliment me, and he's like, when I get upset, he's like the only person that can basically calm me down. You know, he taught me a lot about myself, and he taught me how to like talk to people, you know, because I didn't like people at all, you know. And I like how he's a hardworking person, and he's very honest, and he's very forgiving. And he's patient, and I don't have all that. So I'm learning from him. So that's why most of the thing, he have a good package. And then he don't have a baby mama. So that's good.
Right. Mm-hmm.
No baby mama.
Yeah.
So that's a plus too.
Yeah.
Because I probably would have hurt that heifer.
Oh man. So tell me the most romantic thing that you can remember that you guys have done for one another.
Oh shit. Well,
Hey, we're gonna have to block your cussing out. We're gonna have to put a bam in there when we post
Sorry.
No, we are not. This is for 21 but our content is 21 and older.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
good.
right.
Okay, I won't cuss no more.
Stuff we
I'll
be
try
talking
not to
about.
cuss.
You can do whatever.
Sasha, I'm just messing with you.
You-
Sasha, listen, you
Yeah?
gotta be you. We're about owning your truth on this podcast. Be who you are. You see, I'm always
Okay.
the bad guy. And I don't care.
I'm not
Flip your
saying-
hair back. Look, flip your hair back. Take your lashes off. You be you. Okay.
And you-
I don't have lashes on.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay. I
No, but
wish I did.
What's the most romantic thing you guys that you can recall from one another? And just set it up.
Well, we used to Jason used to plan like a weekend getaway, but he don't do that no more.
We got all these kids. I think one time we went to Cincinnati
Yeah.
for a getaway. It was like 5 years ago. A
Yeah,
long
he
time
used to-
ago.
he-
We need to do the sequel.
Yeah. Now with the COVID.
But we went to Cincinnati. I got a nice hotel. It was an old historic hotel, real nice. We went to the casino, hung out.
Yeah. We went to Vegas one time with your
Yeah.
we used to
Those like trips, away, not that we don't like obviously being around the kids, but like
Yeah.
when you get away for like 3 days, it's like total, romantic getaway, but get to hang out with some friends as well. But
Yeah.
I remember the Cincinnati trip.
Yeah.
Like we had a lot of fun. We went and ate at one of them fancy
those fancy restaurants where they
Brazilian steakhouse.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like one of
those were really good. Like those were one of my
where they
favorite.
walk around, they shave the meat for you and say, you know,
Oh, the Brazilian.
I kept getting the goat
Steakhouse.
meat because I like goat meat.
straight up.
There you go.
They got goat meat in Philly, Malik.
Yes, we did. We got that. We got the little Jamaican spots in Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one right around the corner from my house.
Yeah. Get some
So
good
how do you continue to spice up your marriage and your relationship? Because you guys been together so long. Sometimes they say in marriages that it gets watered down some, or that passion's gone, or sometimes that love.
Yep.
How do you guys still keep the spice going? Do you guys still date within your relationship? How do those things work for you guys?
We keep fighting.
Yeah. I just feel like every day is a new day, and he get better and better with age, and that's to me, that's sexy to me,
Yeah.
So.
But you gotta take time. You gotta take time for yourselves, like to work on your relationship. And but we haven't had the privilege to do that in a couple of years, which we were planning a trip to New Orleans, like right now, but everything got changed with COVID-19.
Yeah.
So that's what we were gonna do. We were gonna go meet some friends down in New Orleans and go see some music and hang out. So, I think it's important to do that, to do some trips together and, all that. But, but another thing we started recently is we wake up at 6:20 in the morning and go for a 3-mile walk every morning. Like, and we need that time together. Like, even though we're listening to music or whatever, but like just getting that out there, getting a little exercise in and, starting our day together. I think that helps too.
Yeah.
That's something we just recently started doing. I think you got to change it up. You got to go with the flow.
Yeah. I agree with him. For once, you guys have 1 point now. That's a point right there. A point.
11.
Listen, we got 11, man. We've been kicking. Yeah, we've been kicking it right now, man.
No,
if you look on the page and you see the tallies, we always up. You know why? I mean, it's just a factual statement.
Maybe you guys need to start, like, somebody else need to start giving points.
No, y'all gonna cheat because y'all don't want us to win.
No,
it's gonna be a female bias.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So you know how it's well known, and it's in the Bible too, that the woman is the prize. The woman, is a good thing. Mm-hmm. Jason, do you still feel like you chase Sasha in a good way, not like negatively, but do you feel like you chase her and she's your prize?
Yeah, I think I can mess up any day and she'll be gone. You know what I mean? Like I gotta stay on my game, understand, her needs and wants and how she feels, and I gotta listen better. So I honestly feel like I could mess up real easy and everything could be shattered. So I definitely think that I'm constantly having to just stay on my game and make sure I'm listening and doing what's right.
That's good. Hi. How about you, Sasha? Do you feel like Jason still chases you?
Yes.
The way that you... Good.
Most definitely, because he, actions speak louder than words, and he showed more action than words. So that's.
Can you say that again? You say that one more time.
Actions speak louder than words.
Say it one more time for me.
You want to speak in African too? I can speak in African.
I went into every language you can speak it in.
What?
All the languages.
Listen. Because my thing is, like I said in our podcast, I said, you can tell me anything. You can tell me you love me. You can tell me the sky is orange and I can look outside and see it's blue. But you got to show me your actions, how you feel about me, and vice versa. Like you can tell me anything.
Yeah.
So that's why when I look at the word love, like I got a backlash for it, but I said, the word love is meaningless to me. Like it's cool to say, tell me you love me and vice versa, but do you show me you love me? Does your actions show that you love me? Do I show that I love you? So, that's why when you said that, that's big to me, because it's like people are solely on words instead of actions. Like people solely care about what you say instead of what you do.
So how do you feel like each other's actions show, not tell, but show that you love each other?
That's a good one. You guys. See, I like that too. Just the way he, like, let's say if I have a problem with somebody in his family, like he'll stick up for me. And if I have like a bad day, he'll sit down and talk to me about it. Or, I'll call him like when I'm at work, sometimes I get like irritated and mad. I'll call him like 50,000 times, and he never go like that, like, you know, the whole time without answering my phone call. You know, he'll like, if he missed a phone call, he'll call me like right back or text me. You know, like right now he built me a deck outside. I've been wanting a deck forever. Like, you know, he got his dad over here. They're both working on it. His mom is over here working in my garden, planting flowers, you know, feeding the kids, and out there drinking with me today. Like, you know, just his family are like everything. Like the way he loved me, his family see that, and they love me like he loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so his action, it's like,
But she'll give me
He's your
tests.
rock. He's always there
Yeah.
for you.
right.
And she'll test me too, though. She will. She'll set me up with a test to see how I respond.
Yeah.
Sasha, you be on one.
Yeah.
Like, she will test me. Like,
he's
I'm starting to know what the tests are, though. I'm starting to catch on.
I mean, I know that he will, you know, how, like I said earlier, I'm spoiled. So when I text him, I'm like, what the hell? Like, I just text you, and you didn't, like, you know, I'll just like kind of like fake cry sometimes. He's like, babe, stop.
Oh my God.
Gotta stay on my toes.
Yeah. So it's amazing. I love him to pieces. Yeah. Sometimes I want to cut him to pieces, but I love him.
Yeah.
So when it comes,
But he didn't answer.
oh, Jason didn't answer. That's right. You didn't answer. I'm sorry. That's why you gotta have a woman on your team, because you know they smart. They
What was
get
the
a
question?
point. So
What was
it's
the
11.
question
It's
again?
11-2.
We got 12 points. They got 2.
11-2. All right, Jason got a.
What was the question again?
How does she show that she loves you? In action form, not by
Oh,
telling you,
man,
but how does she
like-
express?
I mean, she has my back, you know, because I've put myself out there publicly. I've ran for office. I've been elected to office. I'm always out in the community doing something, and nobody has my back more than her. I mean, I have to like really ask her to calm down, because she will go,
I've seen
she
it.
will go all the way. And I love and
What you're supposed
respect
to
that.
do.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and you know,
All the
like
way.
not just that, you know, but just, I mean, she don't talk about it a lot, but she's an amazing cook. You know, like she.
Oh, yeah, I know too.
Yeah, she can cook some really good food, and like she could work a double shift, come home and make an amazing, you know, meal. And you know, there's little things that I don't like, palm oil from African food. Like I'm like, hey, you know, dial back on the palm oil, you know, or something like that. And she'll do it, you know, like she's just always doing everything that she can to make everything work. And, you know, actions do speak louder than words, for sure.
Yeah. So I feel like and when you're married to a person, it's said in the Bible that you're one. So if you cut Jason, you cut me. You're gonna cut all of us. Like we're all gonna get cut. You better make sure you cut deep, because I'm gonna come back and cut you deeper. You know, messing with my husband, it's like messing with my heart, and my heart is delicate to me. You know, so that's that people around here like politics. You can be the mayor, you can be the president of the United States, you can be the teacher, the principal. Watch it.
I
I
know
feel
that's
sorry
right.
for anybody that mess with Sasha.
Yeah.
Like, I feel sorry for anybody.
Oh, listen, I know you that you're a strong man. We gonna give us 10 extra points because you're a strong man.
2-1.
We're gonna give us 10 extra
Wait a minute,
points.
you can't give yourself points.
Right, you can't do that.
Who keeping track here?
gives
22
themselves
to
points,
what?
Who
Hey,
determines who gets points? And
We
who
have
doesn't?
22-2 right now.
Please, whatever.
No,
22 to 1.5, man.
I have another question. So you guys got married in 2018. Do you feel like from being together to transitioning into marriage, did your relationship change in any way, for the negative or for the positive, once you actually had paper, in paper form?
I think for the better. Like it just solidified our commitment. You know what I mean? Like you do, and that's what so, you know, traditionally marriage is, you know, if you talk about it biblically, or, you know, like you got to follow all these steps, you know, this, that, and the other. But I already mentioned we have a non-traditional relationship. But to me, marriage always was like a ceremony and a commitment. You know what I mean? And when I finally decided that, you know, I wanted to get married, and we decided together we wanted to celebrate with our family and friends. And it was this amazing, you know, ceremony and commitment and good times. Like 5 days. Like her family all stayed at our house. Like we partied for 5 days. Like, I mean,
Right.
and I think that's what it's about. Like it's like, you know, just it's a ceremony that you want to celebrate. And so I think it got better. I mean, we've been together for a long time leading up to it, but it's only gotten better.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the like after we got married, the flower, the roses blossom, you know.
That's a
like
good analogy.
We'll give y'all a point for that. Hey,
impressed.
we give y'all a point for that.
we got 20 points for that, man.
Hey, Jason, we up 22-3 now.
Oh, please. I swear.
We're coasting. We
You
can
up?
coast a
It's
little
his
bit.
story. How you up? Talking about
He's
the
a man. This is battle of the sexes. The men are up 22-3 right now.
Oh shoot!
Sasha lost points for that long story she said was going to be short.
She went out of bounds.
Sasha.
She went out of bounds.
You took us around the Robinson on that one.
But no, that
That
was
was a good
so,
story,
yeah,
though.
so you feel like it's a rose that blossomed. Explain that to me. Why do you feel that way?
I feel like with, you know, people when they get married, like some people yeah, I got you now. Some people they look at it different, like, yeah, well, we're together, we never break up, or if we break up, I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna take this, and da. But to me, it just we're stronger. We like roses smell better when it's open, you know, basically. That's how I look at it. That's what I feel, you know. So does that answer your question, sir?
You get an extra point for that?
No, it was still the same analogy. It was still the same analogy. Just expanded.
Well, it's, you know, when you say things and you feel it, you know, that's all that matters. Did you feel it?
I felt a little bit of it. It tangled a little bit, but then it stopped. So if you guys had to give advice to a younger couple, kind of dealing in your same situation, interracial, on the fence of, you know, if I want to be with this person, I love this person, I want to marry this person, what would you give advice to that young person, your younger self? So picture yourself right now. You're older, you're mature, and you had to give advice to your younger self in regards to the relationship you guys been through in the marriage process. What would you tell your younger selves now? That's a great question, Jason. We got another point.
Another point.
That's a good question.
What would you tell your younger self to be with a gorgeous woman like me?
I'd say don't give up. Like I think a lot of people give up on relationships. You know what I mean? Like when the going gets tough, you know, you get out or you give up. I mean, we've had our fair share of struggles, but we never gave up. And you know, and don't think that you have to be with someone that is identical or just like you or shares all the same interests and all that, because I've been in relationships like that and they were boring, honestly. You know what I mean? Like they were just
Need some spice.
Yeah, I mean, you just and I think in life too, like, you know, when you surround yourself with people that only think like you, you're stale, in my opinion. You don't grow, you know, you don't learn. And, you know, so I think if you really want to, you know, live your life to the fullest, you got to make sure you're around people that think differently than you and that challenge you. You know, if you got a bunch of yes people around you, that don't have the courage to tell you when you make a mistake or when you do something wrong, how are you going to grow?
Right.
And, you know, so our relationship has been based on growth. And, you know, I feel like I honestly can sit here and think, because when I decided to get married, you know, some people think, well, I can get married once two, 3 times, you know, whatever. That's the way it is. When I commit, it's do or die. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like I can grow with Sasha, you know, till we 99. Like when I'm 99 years old, she's going to smack me and say, you know, you effed up, you know, like you need to get your ass in gear. and I appreciate that about her. So that's kind of my advice.
Well, I think mine would be like, you know, like you said, never give up. Life, relationship, life, anything on this earth is not easy. You know, you just got to, you know, keep going and keep your head up, and, you know, communication too is the key, and respect, you know, understanding. Because if you don't have those, you just, okay, let's get a divorce or let's break up, because breakup is always other people, you know.
Yeah.
You run when you, you know, some relationships are abusive. I get it. You got to get out of it. But some relationships that are not abusive, you got to fight for it. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to run away from it." You can't run away from a relationship. That's how I feel. You know, if it's abusive, get the fuck out of there. But if it's not, you got to fight for it. You got to keep fighting, because we're all human. And when you go out there, my thing is, I don't like starting all over. I hate starting all over. I hate it, like, with passion, you know, because you got to.
Sasha, I don't want to interrupt you, Sasha, but you keep giving me more points. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, keep it. You know, you just got to keep pushing and not give up. And starting all over is not one of my options.
But it's got to be reciprocal, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to be balanced.
Yeah.
You know, if you're putting in all the effort and the other person isn't,
yeah,
then you got to do what's best for, you know, you and your situation, your family. You know?
Right. That's what I mean. That's my point. Thank you.
Well, no, Sasha, but we talked about fighting and things of that nature in previous podcasts. I always said you can't expect somebody to make a mistake, or sometimes you got to work for it. Sometimes you just can't. Something happens and you just be done. You got to be able to work for it. And I said, once you work for it and you work for it and you feel like you earned it, and that's you know, you feel like you got that perfect fit. So like you said, a lot of people give up too easily, whether it is, you know, what I did, what she did.
Yeah.
A lot of people just so quick to give up.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of fighting for it, instead of fighting for that love, fighting for that relationship, or fighting to be together as one, because giving up is the easy thing to do.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's big for me. So when we had these, you know, live forums, you know, sometimes I like the butthole, but sometimes I say some things that people just don't want to hear and don't want to agree with, but it's honest. Like some people are so quick to give up on their relationship. You might be getting up on the perfect fix that God provided for you, but you're taking your own selfishness and insecurities, and, you know, me not wanting to fight for something, and then you lose it. So that's why when you say, you know, fighting for it, and you guys had that same message, fighting for it is big, because a lot of people are scared to fight nowadays because it's easier said to go run and let.
And, you know, truth be told, Malik, you know, you're from Philly and I lived in the East Coast for a while. Indiana don't know how to handle people from the East Coast.
Not at all.
Not at all. Like, and it would do everyone a lot of, like, growth if they left Indiana and went to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like, people are more real there. They deal with things in a certain way. They talk a certain way. Indiana is clueless, you know, and then when people from the East Coast come here, they're like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand these people, like this, that, and the other. Like, and I talk to my friends about that all the time, that, you know, come to Ball State, you know, from all these different places on the East Coast. Is like, Indiana doesn't know, you know, how to interact with people from the East Coast.
Or people from Africa.
And it, you know, yeah. I mean, and so, like, it's just that, like, the best thing that could have happened for me was to leave Muncie. You know what I mean? Like, if I'd have stayed here, went to Ball State, you know, did my thing and never left, I would not be who I am. The fact that I left and went to the East Coast, it changed my life for the better. And I'm able to come back here, but sometimes it's hard. You're like, man, I need to go back east.
I know.
I know. It's so, like, cold over here.
No. Well, we want to say thank you guys very much for taking the time out to, come vibe with us. We call it a vibe. We don't really call it a podcast, but we call it a vibe because we like to keep it real. We like to have real interactions and talk to you guys and, stay was really in our heart. And, we listen to the music, but it's a vibe session. A lot of
Do you have any questions for us, though?
Oh, yeah.
Or anything
Do you have
that
any
you would like
questions?
to say? Anything you would like to say, discuss, or questions, or?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, we've been listening to your show and enjoying the conversation, and I think there's been a lot of fun interactions, people commenting, your live shows and all that. I know I always ask Sasha, hey, what happened? Because I haven't been able to listen to all of them, but Sasha's been listening, so I've been asking her what's going on.
I know she been getting at me. Sasha been getting at me, Jason.
I know. I have been next to her. And she's like, do. I'm like, man, be easy on Malik.
No, don't be easy on Malik.
Well, it can't be easy on Malik.
Right.
But no, we appreciate, what y'all are doing. And I think it, like you said, keeping it real, having conversations. And to me, it's all about growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's grow.
I just appreciate your show, you guys' show, and I'm glad you guys are doing it. I hope it grow, for the better. And I hope Malik stop being an ass sometime.
Hey, you get a point for that. She cussed.
Give me my point, Jay.
You get 2 points for being an ass.
And I know the battle of what's it called?
Sex.
Battle of
The
the sexes.
the dynamics.
Yes. So I think Brandy, you got it in the bag, baby. Keep it up. Yes, keep it up, girl. So sometimes I just have to charm
And he always talks about how I come on camera. Well, not today, but how I come on camera all dressed up.
Well,
I'm a
that's
female,
who
though.
she is.
Right.
That's who she is. She likes to dress up, and she looked good when she dressed up. So I can't wait till we go to Chicago.
Say no.
Plus, we've been locked up, man. I haven't worn nothing but shirts and sweats for days.
Who you telling?
We've been locked
Who you
up.
telling? I felt the same way.
So
But I'm not locked up. I'm not in.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
But after this quarantine is over, we can get together and have lunch or something. So I can talk to Malik face to face in person.
Oh.
Hey, as long as you ain't got no knives in your hand, I'm good.
No, I'm not.
We'll check her.
I'm not gonna have the knife. But thank you guys for.
No, we appreciate you guys very much, man. You guys have a great night.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
too.
Battle of the
Appreciate
Sexes
y'all.
podcast. We got the Donettis.
Thanks for having us.
They love
Yes.
story, man. We appreciate you guys.
All
Bye.
right. See y'all.
I'ma get in there like I'm supposed to. Gotta do it like I'm supposed to.